You're now tuning into
The Cover Gang.
What is going on, Cover Gang? It is time for me and Justin to go over all of the 4 o'clock games for NFL Week 11, all the primetime games, Sunday Night Football, and Monday Night Football. A couple decent ones this week. It seems like all the primetime games, hopefully tonight we get a good one. We're recording right before the Thursday night game, but this unders just keep hitting, keep hitting, keep hitting.
Yeah.
I had one of my buddies. They tried to fade the spot against Broncos Bills Monday night, and it was like
half a
two.
point.
It was like half a point or something, and there was 2 missed extra points in that game or something like that. So it's been kind of a funny year as far as these primetime games go. But anyways, if you haven't watched our 1 o'clock, like who we took against the spread on all the 1 o'clock games, that should already be posted. So go back and look. I had a couple W unit plays in there, so some good stuff. I'm coming off a good week, 8-5-1 last week, and but yeah, without further ado, Justin will read off every 4 o'clock game and the night games, and we'll see if we agree, and we'll tell you how much unit size we're putting on each one.
All right, first up, we got the Bucks at the 49ers. So this is another huge double-digit spread. That's kind of the theme of Week 11 is there's like a lot of huge double-digit favorites. And so here's another one, and it looks like the 49ers are back. They stomped the Jaguars back down to earth. They had Trent Williams and Debo back in that one, and it really does look like it matters for that team. With that being said, the Bucks, they're a formidable middle of the road team, and Baker, he's doing all right. He's playing all right, and I think this number is a little too inflated after that stomping the Jaguars just got by the 49ers. So I'm going to take the Bucks to cover the 12 on the road. Don't love it because when the 49ers, when they bounce back, they do it right. They're not like the Bills and just keep on not covering in spots that they should. And then this is a huge number though, and for that reason, I'll take the Bucks plus 12.
Yeah, you can get 11.5 out there on the 49ers side. I'm going to ride with San Fran here. It's a half unit play because I hate taking double digit favorites. That's just not in my blood. Better perspective to do, you know. But when San Fran is healthy, man, and the Bucks this year, like they lost pretty bad against Philadelphia. They lost pretty bad. I think it was against the Lions. Whenever they play these middle of the road teams, and then Baker kind of squeezes it out, and that the NFC South is so bad yet again. It's still up for grabs. So I mean, it's not like they're not playing for anything, but I just don't see how. I don't see how Baker can move the ball in the San Fran defense, and with Trent Williams and Debo being back, they're at home. I know it's a big number, 11.5, but I'm gonna lean 49ers here. I just don't trust in Baker to, and I might get screwed over as far as the backdoor cover or something like that, but I just don't trust Baker to, even if they're down 2 touchdowns or whatever, and it's just trash time, garbage time. I still don't think he can get in the end zone against this 49ers defense. Like they're that stout, and he kind of, like I said, when he plays a good team, he gets exposed. So half unit play, take Niners minus 11.5.
Yeah, not a great one on this week 11 slate. Like if you could avoid any games, I feel like this might be one of them because
that would be one I would.
It feels like it could go one of two ways. Just specifically, the 49ers just absolutely fry them, or it's just a nasty sweat and you should have took the number. Like I don't know. It's like the Bucks just cover it. Like I know that's obvious. Obviously, that's what's gonna go one way or the other. But it's like it just feels like either the 49ers blow them out or the Bucks just
hang around for some odd reason
and just piss.
Yeah,
you
I mean
off.
they've been playing good ball as of late. They've been playing good ball against kind of middle of the road teams. They haven't played this is the best team in my opinion they've played yet. So
yep. So we're split on that one. Next up, we got the Seahawks at the Rams, and this one has been pretty much stable at +1 for the Rams, -1 for the Seahawks. Matt Stafford is coming back in this one. I don't really have much to say on this one other than we're getting a home divisional underdog, even though it's +1, pretty much a pick 'em, I guess. You're getting Matt Stafford back in this offense. We've seen what a difference that is.
Coming off a bye, Sean McVay.
Sean McVay coming off a bye against the Seahawks. He's 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 matchups. He owns the Seahawks. He owns Pete Carroll, especially at home. I'll stick with the trend until it doesn't work. I'm not gonna fight it. So give me the Rams, and I'll take it out of double unit play. I think the Seahawks wins. I think they've beat all bad teams except that Lions overtime spot. They did get that one, but other than that, that we've beat like Washington, which they probably should have lost. They beat the Giants, the Panthers. I don't know. The Rams, they can, in the last game between the Seahawks and the Rams, they moved the chains on them, and the Seahawks had nothing to answer for it. And I don't know. I think the Rams are going to sweep the series right here and cover the spread. So double unit play for me, Rams +1.
Yeah, I can't get there with you as far as the double unit play because I've went back and forth on this. Part of me thinks it's kind of a revenge game, and Pete Carroll will have his boys up to play. But Sean McVay off a bye is always good. Like you said, Rams have owned Seattle, and Seattle just seems like they're kind of due here. Geno's not been playing the best ball. He's had a lot of spots where he looks like the Geno of New York in the past few weeks. So I'm not going to back him here. I still think Seattle makes the playoffs, and in the preseason, when we done our picks for who's winning each division, I said Seattle would win the West and 49ers would make a wild card spot because 49ers would go through some health issues. But I was hoping that I would see a similar Geno Smith, and he's had a couple good games, but it's been more of a roller coaster this year compared to last. So I think it's a tough spot playing Sean McVay off a bye. So I will go with you, just regular unit play, Rams +1.
All right, next up, we got the Jets at the Bills. These two teams are gross. I hate these teams, really. Honestly, trying to predict
Super Bowl pick, bro. What do you mean you hate them?
That's exactly why I hate them. I think if I had just did what I did last year and just fade this Bills team and these large spreads they lay, I think I'd be much happier right now. But yeah, I like my second runner-up pick a lot better right now, the 49ers. I think if I had to switch to a mid-season pick, I'd say, yeah, the runner-up I chose, that's the one that's actually going to win. But we'll see. We'll see. It's still early in the season for playoffs.
It's funny how we get on here and we make these predictions, and then it matters that much. It does to me too. It just matters that much to you. Like, you're a Denver fan. We were on Denver +7.5, but then you come away Monday night feeling like, I hate the Bills because that was my Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
You kind of like wish that somehow they would have pulled it off against Denver just to have a spark or something.
Somewhat, yeah, because we play
You're a Denver fan and you took the spread.
Because we play every side and we have like an emotional dislike or attachment to some of these teams. Like, we have to pick them every week, so it's like we ride the roller coaster with them up or down, and it just feels like the Bills.
It's definitely one with Josh Allen.
And I've been riding them down into the pits of hell with them, basically. So it feels emotional at this point. But yeah,
like on the Jets.
No, I can't see. Trying to predict when the Bills are going to get right is like trying to predict when Zach Wilson's going to throw another touchdown. It's like basically never. So, but it's tough. I would normally double unit this spot because the Bills are supposed to blow them out right here, but I'm not going to because they shouldn't be favored by a touchdown versus anyone. Even the Jets, who cannot score the football, because right now the Bills are in shambles too. But they just fired their offensive coordinator, and Josh Allen, he said it hurts. This is what he said. He took it personal. So sounds good. Let's see what that means. Let's see if this stacked roster can get right versus the Jets -7. I'll take the Bills. Regular unit play for me.
Josh Allen always struggles against the Jets.
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah, I'm fighting a trend a little bit. Yeah.
They have his number. Oh man, it's tough. It is. I agree. Bills are in desperation mode after that Monday night loss. Josh Allen, I seen where he was talking to Tom Brady before the Broncos game, and Brady was like, yeah, like, why not every once in a while just check the ball down, Josh? Like, we know that you can do all the crazy stuff like, flipping over a linebacker and bombing it 80 yards into the end zone, like, but sometimes just live to fight another play. And he kind of laughed it off and was like, yeah, it seemed like he took the advice. And then goes into that Denver game, and it's just like, oh, we got 33 seconds until halftime. Like, let me see if I can get a 22-yard strike over to the left sideline. Like, just
Pick.
throws it straight to the defender. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep.
trying to make some hero ball play.
Yep.
I'm with you though. I can't. The Jets, I don't like what's coming out of their camp and stuff really either. Out of that organization, they had a players only meeting. So, as a head coach, that's 3 words you don't hear. And I don't understand why. Like Robert Saleh and the defense are fine. Like they had a players only meeting to talk about what that Zach Wilson sucks.
Was
like
was Aaron Rodgers invited to this players only meeting?
I don't. Garrett apparently Garrett Wilson called for it, and he said they came out of it. Just we're all on the same page. It's like, and Aaron, he's like looming over this team, saying that he's coming back after Thanksgiving. I don't know if you've heard that. Yeah, he said that he's
What?
coming back after. So within like the next couple weeks, he's going to be back on the field. So they're like
What?
trying to somehow salvage that. You know, they're what 4-5 now. So they're trying to like just. It's like they're trying to somehow buy a win here or next week just to still be in the playoff mix for Aaron to come back and save them. It's just it's not. They wrote this unicorn, rainbow story, Cinderella story before
The Hard Knocks curse. It was true.
before the season, and the Achilles happened right off the bat, and it's just like, yeah, like you're going to be a good defensive team. If you can't run the ball, like they didn't prepare for it. They didn't go out and get another quarterback to try to lift the locker room. It's just you rode with Zach Wilson, and like this is what you get. And you're going into Buffalo when they're desperate, and they are actually better than you. Like, odds Jets defense is really good too, but I mean Josh Allen compared to Zach Wilson is, not even, that's not comparable. So I'll take Bills -7. It's a half unit play though. It's a hard spot.
Love it.
It's fighting trends. I don't know if firing Ken Dorsey, the offensive coordinator, if they have enough time to fix what's going on. But yeah, Josh, just listen to Tom Brady. He's the GOAT for a reason. He's wasn't gifted athletically like you are, but sometimes it pays off just to live another play. Like they would have won that Denver game. Denver had to create like 4 turnovers just to win it, and have 12 men on the field at the end.
Right.
On the road. I mean, this Bills team is good. It's just Josh, just like we get it. You can do some crazy stuff that nobody else can do, but just calm it down a touch. You don't need to do it against the Jets here. They're not going to be able to put up any points. Just take the check down, take the field goal, just stop turning the ball over.
Yeah.
I'll ride with the Bills with you, but I don't love it.
I somewhat forgot that the Jets were on that Hard Knocks, man. That's crazy. That's hilarious. Some say that having a backup plan for the Jets was always their Achilles heel. That's a layered joke if you didn't get it.
Yeah, Achilles heel. I gotcha.
All right.
Aaron.
Yeah, poor Aaron. Coming back with modern science after Thanksgiving. He's going to eat a turkey and then go out there. So he'll be good. All right, next up. Yeah, spiritual healing. All right, next up, we got the Vikings at the Broncos. So this line has moved from 2 to 2.5 on most books in the Broncos' favor, even while the Vikings are receiving about 60% of the bets on most sources. So that is what you call reverse line movement. These are 2 of the hottest teams, straight up streaking-wise, in the NFL right now, oddly. The Vikings are on like a 5 or 6 game win streak. Yeah, yep. And they've covered, I think, every single time too. And the Broncos, well, they just beat the Chiefs and the Bills in their last 2 games, so that's pretty big. But yeah, now they're catching 2.5 at home. So the books are giving us no slack here. I feel like if this was a -1 or a +1, like a pick'em kind of game, double unit on Denver, but they won't cut slack with this Vikings team. Even though it's the public side, they just keep on winning and keep on covering.
2, though.
Yeah, -2. It's good. It's good. I mean, it just scares me that Vikings, they were like this last year. Like, we wanted to fade them every week. They were the most public side, and then they just kept on covering and winning. And it kind of feels like, Denver beat the Chiefs with Mahomes a little bit sick or whatever, and then they beat the Bills where the Bills are playing like a garbage team, and they basically gave them that win. So it's kind of like, yeah, the Broncos are back, but
they're not on the Chiefs and Bills level, but they are. Sean Payton has made Russell Wilson into a better quarterback, and they
For
have
sure.
somewhat of an
That's
identity now.
and that's what I'm taking the Broncos at a unit and a half, because it is a night game, and Russell has performed really well. He's kind of sneakily one of the best quarterbacks right now. One of the most clean, throwing for a lot of touchdowns, not many mistakes. He's looking sharp this year. He looks like he lost a little bit of weight. I'm liking it.
Yeah, he's more mobile. They're running the ball good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
Javonte is
for him.
getting like 20 carries the past 3 games. He's getting like 70 to 80 yards a game now. So it's looking right. It's exactly what we knew they needed to do. And the defense is starting to, pick up their slack from the beginning of the season, which was atrocious. But yeah, they're in the last, few weeks, their defense is probably.
Let's double down on it.
You want to double down?
Let's do it, dude.
All right, screw it. Let's double down on this.
Let's-
Look, Josh Dobbs has got to get
double
caught.
unit on Denver here.
He's
the reason
got to get caught.
The reason I think it's a good play is because the past 2 they had a bye week in between, but the past 2 times Denver's defense has been out there, they've put a spy on Mahomes and Josh Allen. They're gonna have to do the same thing with Dobbs here, so they're used to playing this style of defense. And
The Vikings
Justin
are banged
Jefferson-
up. Yeah, they're banged up.
Justin Jefferson's coming back and stuff, but like at the beginning of the year, this Vikings team was really not defense was really not good. Neither was Denver's, but I've seen a much bigger turnaround on the Denver side compared to Minnesota. Minnesota's just like I said, they're kind of more like Cinderella story. It's more proof in the pudding on the Denver, in my opinion. So Dobbs, yeah, like every week that he's there, he learns the playbook more, learns the receivers more. I think last week, it's funny they said he doesn't start the game. That guy gets concussed, goes in, wins the game 2 weeks ago, then meets the owners of the Vikings for the first time. Like didn't even know their names. Like shakes their hand. He's like, "What's up?" And then last week he when he played the Saints, it was in Minnesota, and he just like walked to the facility and he like walked in and was like, "Where's my locker?" And like they had to point him in the direction of like where he's supposed to go.
Wow.
So I mean, it's just that's kind of scary. It's like, yeah, the more he's been all over. He's been on like every NFL team for a reason. It's not like he's just this stud that's all of a sudden they found in the draft or something. It's he was like with Cleveland 3 different times this year before he went to Arizona. It's like
Right.
So I don't know. I just 5 straight wins. Justin Jefferson coming back. I feel like it's the hype side. Denver.
They've got Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, and Madison all questionable. And it's not even 100% that Jefferson will play in this one. And that's another kind of scary thing for the Viking side is like.
Well, they're 5-0 against the spread and without Justin Jefferson.
Right.
So
right.
I mean.
Yeah,
Kevin
but
O'Connell,
these last
really
2 games
coach.
with Dobbs, though, like those 3 games with Kurt, like in the beginning.
Doesn't it feel like it should be Denver -3?
Like,
why is it just -2? Like they're playing in high altitude. They're playing
because
in
the
Denver,
Vikings metrics, like their defense, like DVOA, offense DVOA, like they've just somehow been a lot better than people would expect, like defensively and stuff. So it's odd. Like it's not bad to take the Vikings here, even if the public side, like the value is somewhat in their number. Like it's not horrible, but it's not 100% that they're going to have all their key components. And I think Josh Dobbs is going to get caught. This is a night game with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, some true proven veterans. Dobbs is like 1-9 straight up, or 2-9 or something straight up in his whole career. And then in night games, I think he's like 0-2. So
this would get Denver to 500 too. I mean, it's a big game.
Yeah.
Sean Payton's going to strut his stuff if they start off, what was it, 0-4 or 1-4, and then comes back to 5-5. So
yeah,
has Russell Wilson playing like better than a lot of the top tier quarterbacks in the league.
All right,
I like Denver.
You talked me into it. Talk me into a double unit. Whatever. Let's do it. All right. Next up and last up on this Week 11 slate, we got one of the most important matchups of the week. It's the Eagles at the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. It's the Super Bowl rematch. That's right. And the line is basically set exactly where it was in that Super Bowl matchup. So the line.
Yeah, but this one's in Kansas City.
Yeah, not in
it's not on
Arizona.
Field.
Yeah. The line has moved from 2.5 to 3 on most books. I think there may be a 2.5 out there still. It was when I took notes. I'm hoping it is because I am on the favorites. I am on the Chiefs minus 2.5. Look, of course I got to do it. We know why. It's the same old trends, and you got to stick to them and not fight them. It's Patrick Mahomes under a field goal. It's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid off of a bye. It's all the reasons. They did it in the Super Bowl. They can do it again here. They got a little bit of different team scheme, like setup. I think this defense is going to be a little bit more of a problem for the Eagles, and this is not going to be a high-scoring game like that Super Bowl was. I think it's more of a under kind of game. But, yeah, I like the Chiefs pretty good here. Regular unit, minus 2.5.
Nope. Philly plus 3. And I'll put a unit and a half on it too. Yeah, no, it's just 1st and 9. That's what we start off with every time. 1st and 9. Because if it gets the 3rd and 1, 4th one, you know what we're doing. What's up, Chris Jones?
Love it.
Man, Philly needs this one. They're both coming off a bye. It is scary to bet against Andy Reid off a bye, but the weakness of this Eagles team is their cornerback position, and the weakness of the Chiefs is at receiver. So like their linebackers and safeties and stuff, like they do well in coverage. So Travis Kelce, I don't think he's just going to be able to go crazy. It's just the cornerbacks have been struggling this year because Slay's been hurt, and then the 2 and 3s, like they've been in and out of the lineup too because of injury problems. And even when they've been out there, they haven't been great. So
I think you see Andy Reid get crafty with Pacheco again in this one, kind of like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that, but still, like since last year, they've reassured that defensive line even more. I just think Kansas City's kind of in a darker space right now than Philadelphia is, and maybe they fix it in the bye week. That's what Andy does, but I just don't see Sky Moore and what is his name? Rashid Breed or Rice or whatever.
Yeah, Rashid Rice.
Yeah, I don't see them just coming out and
He's
Mahomes being able to launch the ball downfield to him. That's not who they are right now. They don't have a over the top threat. They don't have anybody that can create separation on the outside. It's just Kelce or die, or try to run the ball. And I think the front 7 will be ready for it with Philly. So, and Philly, they'll drag his Chiefs team down. Bolton's still out, I believe, the linebacker. And like I said, they start off every drive every series 1st and 9. So I think they'll just lean on this Chiefs defense, and it'll come down to Mahomes trying to throw his way back into the game. And I just don't trust in that receiving core enough to do it. So, and I'm getting 3 points. I like Eagles.
What would this be at if it was Eagles home field? What would this line be at?
Reverse.
Would it be though?
Yeah. Philadelphia would be favored by 3.
I feel like it would be Chiefs plus 1.5 for some reason. Like they wouldn't give you too much.
It'd be Philly. It'd be like Philly favored by 2.5, 3.
I probably would take Philly at home. Maybe, yeah. Probably.
Yeah, Jalen does play better at home, but I mean it's a revenge game. Like they lost the Super Bowl to these guys, and like I said, Kansas City, if they lose this, it's like no big deal. Like it's a bigger deal for Philly. So
but they know exactly what they want to do with this team, though. They don't want to give up any confidence to the Eagles because they know that they could very well be seeing them again in the Super Bowl, but probably not. I mean, it's not likely, but hey,
very rare for that to happen. Yeah, but no, I just like I said, I think Kansas City's going through it a little bit more than Philadelphia. Philadelphia missed Shane Steichen a lot at the beginning. I think they still do. They found a way to win ugly throughout this year, but Kansas City, they just. I mean, if you take away Travis Kelce, or like God forbid something happens to him as far as like injury wise, and then you're able to stop the run, these receivers, like I said, they don't really show up against anybody. So you're having to lean on the defense, and it's not Mahomes really saving you anymore. It's the defense just holding the other team in place. And AJ Brown's still on that historic rate. He's 6 straight games with 125 receiving yards or something like that. So
consistent.
I don't know, man.
T Swift is in the building, bro. You already know what that means.
That the other Kelsey's gonna win. Let's go.
Oh god, they're gonna have their whole family up in there. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right, well, that's it
In
for the
Arrowhead.
late game slate and the primetime matchups. We got some good primetime night games to watch this week. Thank you for the NFL scheduling for that. Make sure to tune into our Monday recap video where we'll determine who was the better of Week 11, and we might know who is crowned even before this Monday night matchup. We shall see, though. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like the video if you enjoyed the content. Let's cover the spread. Peace.